got a star on my car and one on my chest, a gun on my hip and the right to arrest. I'm the guy who's a boss on this highway, so watch out what you're doing when you're driving my way. If you break the law, you'll hear from me, I know. I'm a working for the state, I'm the highway patrol. Well, you'll know me when you see me, cause my door's painted wide, with my siren screaming and my flashing red light. I work all day and I work all night, just to keep a law and order, trying to do what's right. If I write you out a ticket, then you better drive slow. I'm just doing my job, I'm the highway patrol.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to be doing a little bit of a tutorial on how to be a police officer on our server and how to do it successfully. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to go pop it onto the game screen, and you guys are going to see the basics. So first thing is first, to be a police officer, if you are going to be, doing anything of the sort where you would be, able to tase somebody, you will not just tase them for no reason. You will have to have reason to tase them if they are either, running or they are posing a threat. But you never want to tase them in, the areas of the chest where the heart is or anything like that. You're gonna want to, when you go to tase them, you're gonna want to, tase them in, the back. And you're gonna, before you do anything, you're gonna say taser, 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 and then you're gonna go ahead and tase. But then once the subject is down, you're gonna go ahead and you're going to, go on for the cuffs and arrest the subject. And once you do that, you basically do all the, stuff that you should, know in the basic academy. Which, I am not gonna go over that unless you're going to, be joining the server as actual, police officer, because a lot of it deals with, California standards and, California law, penal code, and all that other stuff. So it depends on the laws and the offenses that you would arrest them for. But, also, to be a successful cop, you're gonna want to, make sure you have all your, proper equipment, gear, your proper uniform. And you're going to want to have, these basic items that I'm showing on screen. But it depends on if you're certified for them. And second of all, you're going to want to have your patrol car. Mostly you'll be driving, either a CVPI at start, or you'll be driving, other vehicles depending on your rank. And Blake, if you want to follow me, please. Let me demonstrate on some few things. We'll demonstrate, and then Blake is going to go ahead and stay out of the stream. You can.
Hi, everyone.
So what you're going to do is, before you go on patrol, you're going to want to make sure you, call yourself out like the dispatch, and you just say you're 10A and ready to go on patrol. Make sure you have all your equipment set up. You make sure you're in the CAD system. Make sure that you have your your radar on. Make sure you set it, because if you don't, then we're not going to be able to catch any speeders. Think about it. Blake, go ahead and hop in the car with me, please. And I didn't mean to do that. That's a keybind that I have for simple trainers, so just don't mind that, guys. So I went to go back out of the the menu, and I hit that on accident when I hit backspace. Blake, come on and get in the car. Go.
Yep.
And I walk. So, once you do all that and you call yourself on the dispatch, you're going to go ahead and you're going to make sure, technically you wouldn't do this, but, if you want to be more realistic, you're going to want to, make sure all your lights work. So make sure your sirens work. Go ahead, get in, Daryl. Not Daryl, Blake.
You kind of have to let me in.
What do you mean?
It's locked.
What do you mean it's locked?
I can't get in.
Now get in.
There we go. Oh no.
Doing that crap
This.
again.
Yep. No.
Alright, just rejoin
delete
the server. Just rejoin the server. It makes it easier.
temple.
So basically, when you go on patrol, you know, you look out for people that are going over the speed limit. You know, you look over for people that aren't, driving, properly, or they are, causing a danger to themselves or others.
Whoa!
You're gonna want to, make sure they have valid tags. Also, one more thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna have, you can have ALPRs, which this car does not have them actually officially, but we'll just say they do. Other than that, we're gonna go ahead and just show you a demonstration of a traffic stop. So we're just gonna initiate one on this vehicle. Even though we're not doing well. You know what? We'll go after this guy. We'll go after him and teach him a little lesson how it is to mess around and speed in Blaine County. So we'll get him the signal to pull over. And he pulled over, but he didn't pull over the exact way I wanted him to. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to go into the menu.
Jacob. You got a fan, Jacob. Jacob, you got a fan in YouTube.
Don't be saying that on stream.
Someone asked where is Daryl.
Don't be saying that on stream. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Catch you saying it on stream again, you're in trouble. I'm very disappointed in you.
Are you on stream still?
Yes, of course I'm on. But I'm done, Blake. You just need to stop. This mimic button's not working. Can't get this to work. So, anyway, we're going to get their identification, get all that other stuff. We're going to make sure they don't have any active warrants, so forth. Or we're going to make sure that they just accidentally didn't go past that light. But let's see what, if they do have a warrant, you're going to want to go ahead and, make sure they try to get them to comply to, go down to the, take them to jail without, having confrontation, and, a lot of y'all that probably watch this, you may already know, but I'm just, giving you some tips on how to, do it better. But they're gonna, if they do run, you just gotta make sure you, let, dispatch know and all that stuff that you are Jason, and make sure that, you do have additionals, because technically not allowed to pit unless you have a, additional unit in pursuit with you at the time. But also there's things that stipulations in effect when you do that. You gotta make sure traffic is, low, your weather conditions are alright. You gotta make sure there's nothing, going to, nobody or nothing to get damaged while in pursuit, because it's also damage to the property and the department can be sued for that. So you're gonna wanna, make sure you don't damage something. And if there is a pursuit, didn't mean to hit that car. But on to, if you are in a you get into a pursuit and then you get, they start shooting at you. If they do shoot at you, you're allowed to fire back. If it's your life or theirs, a life or death situation. But my suggestion is that you're on a scene, somebody pulls a gun on you. You're not, it's, up to discretion, but preferably you might want to, try to, talk them down before, engaging in, deadly force. But it depends on the situation and how heated it is too. So there's, a line between those two, so it just depends. For most cases, you're going to want to, neutralize the threat, but neutralize the threat without trying to, take the life of the person, which that doesn't always, happen. All the time it can turn out where the person you shoot, ends up, dying or in a critical condition. So you just gotta make sure you judge your situations properly. Come to the fact that, you're also, it's gonna be a lot of, political, not political, but a lot of, scrutiny when you get into, doing that kind of stuff. If we're talking about IRL, but game, you don't really have to do that, because it is a game, so. But as it is real life, you have to be careful. But in the game, we try to make it as real as we can. We try to, make it good, basically. I'll say for that. But now, if your suspect does have a woman his name and all that stuff plate, you don't want to make sure you call for additional by stop on the subject in the vehicle. Make sure you get him on the vehicle by at gunpoint. And also there are videos on stuff like that on YouTube from way back when, probably different than nowadays. But it shows you kind of a little bit of a, what do you call it? Like a demonstration. I'm just, kind of tired, guys. I was up really early this morning, trying to get this stream out here. And, the next scenario would be either, a bank robbery or hostage situation. Those all, depend. Those all, have to take, let's say courage. They take, good thinking skills, because you don't want to, say there is hostages. You don't want to get the hostages killed, which sometimes it does happen. So you want to try not to have anybody get harmed. And make sure you take down the subject before they harm anybody else, or they do harm somebody. And some people might think the job of law enforcement is an easy thing, or it's super fun. Yes, jobs can be fun, but also they can be very dangerous. And also, my perspective on law enforcement is they should have a proper relationship with the community, help out with the community, and bond with the community, instead of being away from the community and being enemies with the community. Because at the end of the day, if you have a good bond with the community, then most things stay calm. And there is good and bad in everybody, but I'm just not. I'm just for saying as it is a game, we want to still give the perspective of a real life situation, taking into those aspects. So basically, you guys want to have want to join the community and you want to be a LEO on the server and stuff like that, take this all into consideration, that what if this was a real life situation? What would you do? Or if this was a real life situation, and if one of your fellow officers is down, what would you do? Personally, I make sure they're brought to safety with that. Making sure that you stay safe and that you can get that fellow officer back to cover if you are in like a shootout or something like that. But I'm just trying to think, guys. I was like, what I'm talking about. Because today I just wanted to, go over stuff. Because, you see a lot of communities out there that don't, demonstrate all that stuff. It just bugs me that they don't. Which it's kind of nice to have, a perspective on, how, real life law enforcement handles it, or legal law enforcement handles it. It is a game, but, here we like to have more perspective on real life. Now, which, we don't always, and, most officers don't want to have to take somebody's life, but sometimes it ends out that way, which everybody hopes that it wouldn't go like that, but it's just, it happens that way. And
Also,
this is how this world is.
Jacob.
Do not say that on stream 1,000 times. Now what?
I was gonna say that we don't care about your age, just the level of maturity.
Also, come into consideration when being a police officer or whatever you're going to be, it depends on if you're authorized to do so. Like now, if y'all have a question about, shooting out of vehicles, that is not a... What's up? What's up there, Dalton? I see you joined the stream. If you do, shoot out of the vehicle, it must, either be a supervisor that fires out of the vehicle, or, it would have to be authorized by a supervisor if they are not a supervisor and they are allowed to fire out of their vehicle, but most of the time it will not, be allowed. Because, it could endanger other civilians, it can, do a lot of stuff. Because I've seen a couple, body cam videos of officers firing outside their windshield of their vehicle. But it doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened. And I don't know how, much proper that is. I don't know if that's, physically, allowed in IRL, but in here we do it. But I'm assuming it's okay if it's a life or death situation. And that comes to the line, But it is also a human instinct to defend yourself. But, also another thing is, you gotta make sure, depending on uniform codes, department, uniform codes, you must, follow by those uniform codes, depending on, what they, allow, for uniforms, what they require you to wear. I know some departments, like some departments in Florida, they require certain types of duty belts, and which is the vast weave. Some departments require certain things, some don't require any. It's just the department standard. So what they all require you to wear. And here, we have a basic, like, our state troopers, they wear the basic, campaign hat, uniform when they're out of their car. And, our sheriff's deputies do the same. Our, LSPD is not used right now, but they, if they're a new officer, they'll be wearing their patrol caps. Once they get to a certain rank, they will be able to, not have to wear it. But, technically speaking, it is still part of the uniform. But most departments really don't enforce that no more. They don't require it no more. But I'm assuming they're still part of the uniform because they do wear them in ceremony. But but it's just not as strict as it would be like vehicle wise. Like 50 something years ago. So it just depends. Other than that, Blake, do you have any other things that I missed?
If you just please be mature if you want to join. Don't like the most frequent question is, do you guys take disrespect to a high level? Yes, we do. If you guys disrespect one of our staff, then you will get consequences. It's not just like whatever you guys want to do. Servers, very strict, very. So you won't get screamed at, but you will get notified if you do something. Yeah.
We want the best of the best. We want our law enforcement base to be professional and operate with integrity and not be a half-run police department.
Also, don't ask for rules right away. If you'll get it in moderation.
So what we're going to demonstrate now is, if there's a pursuit and you're an officer that's going to be doing spikes, what you're going to want to do is, basically most people you see doing, the crouch animation, and then they, set the spike. But the thing is, you're going to want to make sure you set the spikes real fast so, the suspect's vehicle runs over it, but then you want to pull it up real quickly because, you don't want the police vehicles to be, stripped also. Some departments call them stop sticks, some call them spike strips. And, they can, they tear up tires, so you don't want to, damage, property of your own department and spike through an officer. Because then that wouldn't, end out good. But, and also, if you are in a shootout, and, take it as a consideration, there's very few parts of the vehicle you don't want to, take cover behind. Blake, can you come over here so I can demonstrate? So basically, there's an active shooter, and Blake.
Yes.
I'm over here, by the front of the airfield. On the second runway. Get over here so I can do this. So, Blake, why don't you do me a favor? Take cover at the first part of the car you see fit when you get out of the car and you're being shot. Take it as that. You don't want to take cover like right there because they can shoot you right through the door. Another part, you don't want to ever take cover, and by the engine block. They can just, shot the head, right there, or even at the back of the car. You want to take cover to where, you have more of a room with your head. You might want to at least, take cover, right around, this pillar and stuff, because, some bullets may not go through it, but, most will. But at least, be a little bit smart and considerate about, where you should hide, what bullets can go through, what caliber they're firing. So, bullets can go through a lot of things, especially these days. But also consideration depending on how high or low your vehicle is. But, think about it. You don't want to also hide behind the trunk because, the trunk is hollow. So if you are going to hide behind something, if this vehicle is like an SUV or something, you could take cover right here, but since this is a cruiser, you're not going to want to. Maybe a Ford Taurus would be a little bit better. But, hiding in spots where they can't, hit you. But, personally I would hide, by the, middle pillars. Where at least you still have some armor plating, on your doors. Where, you're out of sight of the windows a little bit. You probably can, manage to not get hit. But it just depends. There's a lot of places that you don't want to hide in a vehicle.
Also, I don't know if you're like, if you invite one of your friends, don't just be buddy with them, since you never know
Like-
if they get hit.
Like,
Yes.
no. Don't.
Okay.
By the way, I don't make the CAD, so I don't have no control over that. So, yeah, I don't control the CAD. All I control is the 5M server. I don't have access, to, that panel because I'm in the CAD right now. We just switched over to another CAD, so. But next thing on the list, if I did miss this. So, speaking as if it's a real life situation, technically, for, gas situations, for your law enforcement vehicles, emergency vehicles, mostly the county or, city or state will pay for the fuel. And usually some stations will have, a fuel station at the station. But in other cases they don't, they'll use gas stations, But thinking about it, you would have to look at the car before you go out on patrol. But also, if you did have to fill it up, you would use, the city's card to, pay for the fuel. But I'm just letting y'all know that if you already didn't know that or didn't know that. But since I told you, now you know. Didn't know that already. Did I miss anything else, Blake?
Not really.
It's just been a long day and stuff. So I'm sorry guys if I missed some things. But I'm just trying to, make, the video as quick as I can, but I'm not trying to make it too short.
Oh, I have one.
But if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and DM me, add me on Discord, follow me on Instagram, and just stay tuned for other streams. But for now, I believe that is all to go over tonight. And I may be doing another stream tonight. I don't know yet. But I hope you all have a wonderful night. God bless you all. Thanks for coming out and watching. And God bless our troops. And, God bless all the law enforcement, firefighters, and all that stuff that keep us safe. And you all have a wonderful night. And go ahead and like and subscribe if you already haven't. And that is all, folks.
I'm the highway patrol. My hours are long and my pay is low, but I'll do my best to keep you driving slow. I'm just doing my job. I'm the highway patrol. Driving too fast like you shouldn't do, you can bet your boots I'm coming after you. If you want to race, then get on a racetrack.